school. So that changed my mindset on continuation high schools, and it was a lot easier for me to learn because I didn't know I had a learning disability until after high school.
Mm-hmm.
And the smaller classrooms was so much easier. I realized I was actually clicking better. So when I moved to Stockton, they were like, "Do you want to go to Stag or do you want to go to continuation high school?" First thing I said was a continuation high school.
Yeah.
And I heard many good things about Jane Frederick from people who was in the school. From friends that I had here, and so I was like, I don't understand why people are saying it's a bad school. Everyone said Elliott was too, and it was great, so let's give it a try. And sure enough, it was a great school. I love this school. Anytime I talk about a school, I find out kids from other people are having problems with school, the first thing I recommend is to go to Jane Frederick. They're like, oh, we're going to go take them to Stockton High School. I'm like, no, go to Jane Frederick. Teachers are amazing. They all care. That's what you want for your student. For your child itself, you want a teacher that cares, and that's everyone here at Jane Frederick. That's why I love Jane Frederick so much.
Cool.
You recorded that?
I did.
She's going to be the intro of them all. That's awesome.
Definitely.
We should just start this without it.
All right, you can run it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Close that door on your way out. Tell him not to bug me.
Yep.
Okay. Since we already started, he did tell me, like, if we're in here for longer than 10 minutes, the video will stop. So I don't want to interrupt you. Like, okay, stop, while you're talking, so I'm going to just hold up like the
That's fine.
Okay, so please state your first and last name and what year you graduated.
My name is Jeannisa Gordon, and I graduated 2016.
Okay. What's your happiest memory from Jane Frederick?
Honestly, the happiest memory of Jane Frederick is going to Jane Frederick. Because when I started Jane Frederick, I had moved from Modesto, and at the time I was homeless. And when I started Jane Frederick, I was still homeless. And the entire time I was at Jane Frederick, I was homeless. And the safest place to be was school. And there's not many schools that I ever felt safe at. But coming here was my safety zone. I'd spend all my time here. Even when I didn't have morning classes, I was always had the afternoon classes. I'd still be here at like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, help out Mr. Welsh with all his art projects, or go help out Mr. Miller, hop in the leadership class before I was even in it, and just help out because I was like, this is where I want to be.
Love it. What obstacles led you to Jane Frederick?
Honestly, my parents' drug addiction and homelessness. I stopped going to school. When I went to Elliott, I stopped showing up because I was like, my family's more important. I got to figure out how we're going to have food on the table, how we're going to make up the next week of rent for the hotel, what are we going to do? And then moved here, and I don't think I started my senior year until 6 months in. I missed half my senior year and had to become a super senior.
Okay. You said you were in Modesto, so what led you to Stockton?
Being homeless. I had a friend that lived out here, and his uncle was like, you're like family. You just come move in with me. And my stepdad left us destitute at the time, and we were like, what are we going to do? And my mom was like, Stockton's cheaper, let's go. And the next day we moved out here.
Okay. How did Jane Frederick help you overcome those obstacles?
I gave up on school. I didn't think I was going to be able to finish it. But Jane Frederick helped me overcome those obstacles because I had teachers like Mr. Ford, Miss Thompson, Mr. Welsh, Mr. Miller, who were so caring and was like, no, we know you can do this. You're smart. Come on. And sure enough, I did it. I didn't think I was going to be able to, but I did it.
Great. What were your goals when you first came to Jane Frederick? How did they change, and how? And okay.
It's okay.
What were your goals when you first came to Jane Frederick, and how did they change, or did they change?
My goal was just to stick to myself, don't talk to anyone, get done with school, finish it as fast as you can. And I eventually ended up meeting really wonderful people. Yes, we have parted ways, because obviously, growing up that happens, but those people helped me through a lot. And I didn't mind taking the extra time that I know I needed in order to graduate instead of worrying about rushing and trying to get stuff done. I knew that if I took my time, it'd get done right, and I wouldn't have to feel rushed or stressed. And So basically, I guess you would say my goal was just to finish quick, and then my goal ended up being like, I love it here. I don't feel like I need to hurry. I feel like I can take my time.
Mm-hmm. What was the most important lesson you learned at Jane Frederick, and why was that lesson important?
I guess the lesson that I learned here would just be community. Because being in classes with Mr. Ford, we were always about how, oh, this is Jane Frederick. We're your Jane Frederick family. We have to care about each other. And there was times where, of course, students would be like, oh, whatever. But when we did come together, it was amazing. A student at the time, my super senior year, a student had gone through a fire. Their house burned down. Everything was lost. And the entire school got together to get clothes, blankets, necessities, raised money to do whatever we could to make sure that they were stable enough to find any place. And that's how much I realized how powerful a strong community was that, like, when something goes bad, no matter if anyone likes you or not, they're going to come together and help you.
Love that. How do you use what you learned at Jane Frederick in your daily life?
I guess I use my determination. I've always was a very determined person and a very motivated person and a very outspoken person. But being here, I learned when it was the right time to be that kind of person and how to thrive off of that as well. And I use that in everything I do. I put all my determination in something because I know I can do it. And I wouldn't have learned that or felt that confident unless I was here.
Okay. Where do you think you'll be a few years from now?
A few years from now, I hope I have my own shop. I go to Delta for auto mechanics. And if it wasn't for one of the previous teachers here, Mr. Gowan, he's the one who was like, you should go to Delta. You love cars. You're good at it. Do it. And I was like, I don't know. And then we went on one of the field trips, and I was like, yep, that's what I want to do.
Awesome. Who helped you the most at Jane Frederick, and how did they help you?
There really wasn't one person that helped me the most, because I feel like everyone helped me evenly in their own way. Yeah, Mr. Ford was there for everything and anything that I needed. Help-wise, even if it was just like, here, I know you need some clothes. And I'm like, no. He's like, no, just take it. And Miss Thompson, she knew I needed clothes, so she bought me clothes. And she's the one that kept me in my zone to complete my little studies with her. And Mr. Miller and Mr. Welsh seen what I would go through every day, being homeless and stuff. And they always motivated me and showed me that I can blossom from this. And they were the ones that got through to me when it came to realizing how strong of a person I was for going through what I was going through. And so as I say, I can't just say one person. Everyone that I've experienced here teacher-wise was amazing.
What do you miss most about Jane Frederick?
Jane Frederick. Honestly, I just miss Jane Frederick. I always talk about how I have to come visit and I got to see everybody because, like, this school, it's made such a great impact on me. And I can't help but rave and rant about this school.
Mm-hmm. Where are you at in life right now?
I'm a lot more stable than I was. Not only mentally or living situation-wise, I'm just stable all the way around. I'm thriving in college. I'm a couple classes away from receiving my Master Tech degree for automotive. And I'm hoping on graduating with either an AS or a couple ASCs so that I can get my foot into a shop and own my own shop.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much for giving us the time to interview you and your experience at Jane Frederick. Is there anything else you would like to say?
Work hard. Because life is never going to be easy. You can't expect anything to be easy unless you work hard.
That's amazing.